The Montauk Project. America's darkest secret. Or just a conspiracy. Imagine waking up one morning, with memories that don't feel like your own. You remember being locked inside an underground laboratory, surrounded by scientists you've never met. You remember children with strange abilities, experiments involving the human mind, and a machine capable of turning thoughts into reality. It sounds like science fiction. Yet for decades, some people have insisted these memories are real. They claim it all happened beneath an abandoned military base in Montauk, New York. A place where the government allegedly crossed every ethical boundary imaginable. But is there any truth behind these stories? Or is the Montauk Project simply one of the greatest conspiracy theories ever created? Tonight, we'll separate documented history from extraordinary claims and uncover why this mystery continues to fascinate millions around the world. Introduction, 0:45 to 1:30. In 2016, Netflix released Stranger Things, a series about secret government experiments, children with psychic powers, and a terrifying world beyond our own. Many viewers believed the show was inspired by a real government project. That belief led millions down a rabbit hole called the Montauk Project. For some, it's evidence of hidden government experiments. For others, it's nothing more than modern mythology. To understand where the story begins, we first need to visit an isolated stretch of coastline on Long Island. A place known as Camp Hero. Chapter 1, Camp Hero, The Real Story, 1:30 to 5:30. Long before stories of time travel and interdimensional portals appeared, Camp Hero had a very real purpose. Located on the eastern tip of Long Island, New York, Camp Hero was built during World War II as part of America's coastal defense system. Its mission was simple. Protect New York from enemy naval attacks. Massive artillery batteries were hidden inside reinforced concrete bunkers. Observation posts overlooked the Atlantic Ocean. And soldiers stood ready around the clock. After World War II ended, the military base entered a new chapter. The Cold War had begun. Instead of watching for enemy battleships, Camp Hero became part of America's growing air defense network. The most recognizable feature of the base was its enormous radar tower. Its rotating radar scanned the skies, searching for Soviet bombers that might approach the eastern coast. For years, the installation remained active. Everything about it was secretive. Restricted areas. Military patrols. Underground tunnels connecting different sections of the base. To outsiders, Camp Hero looked mysterious. And mystery often creates rumors. By the late 1970s, the military gradually abandoned the site. Eventually, the property became a public state park. Visitors could now walk through the old bunkers, explore abandoned buildings, and photograph the massive radar tower still standing against the sky. But some visitors believed there was much more hidden beneath the surface. They claimed there were underground laboratories that remained sealed. Secret elevators. Miles of tunnels. And facilities the public had never been allowed to see. To this day, no publicly available evidence has confirmed the existence of vast hidden laboratories beneath Camp Hero. Yet those rumors became the foundation for one of America's most famous conspiracy theories. Chapter 2, Where the Montauk Project Began, 5:30 to 10 o'clock. The Montauk Project didn't become famous because of leaked government documents. It became famous because of one man. In 1992, an author named Preston Nichols published a book titled The Montauk Project, Experiments in Time. According to Nichols, he had suddenly recovered memories of events he claimed had been erased from his mind. He described a secret underground research facility beneath Camp Hero. Inside, scientists allegedly conducted experiments unlike anything the public had ever imagined. He claimed they were studying psychic abilities, mind control, memory manipulation, teleportation, even time travel. According to Nichols, specially designed equipment could amplify human thoughts into physical reality. If someone imagined an object, the machine could supposedly create it. He also claimed children with extraordinary mental abilities were brought to the facility. One experiment allegedly went terribly wrong. Nichols described a creature emerging from someone's subconscious mind. He called it the Montauk Monster. According to the story, the creature escaped containment and rampaged through the underground base before the project was finally shut down. It's an incredible story. But there's one major problem. None of these extraordinary claims have ever been supported by credible physical evidence. No verified government documents confirm the existence of such experiments. No independent witnesses have produced evidence that convinces historians or investigators. Many researchers believe Nichols genuinely believed his memories. Others argue they were influenced by hypnosis, suggestion, or imagination. Regardless of which explanation is correct, his book transformed an abandoned military base into one of the world's most famous conspiracy legends. Soon, more people stepped forward claiming they too had been part of the project. Each new account added another layer to the mystery. Some stories matched. Others contradicted one another completely. And the legend of the Montauk Project only grew larger. Chapter 3, Fact, Fiction. And the Stranger Things Connection, 10 to 1300 hours. As the Montauk Project story spread, people began asking the same question. Could any of it actually be true? To answer that, we need to separate one confirmed historical fact from a much larger legend. In the 1950s and 60s, the CIA really did run a secret program called MKUltra. Declassified documents show that the agency funded experiments involving drugs, hypnosis, and other methods in an attempt to understand and influence human behavior. Much of the program remained hidden from the public for years. Because MKUltra was real, many people wondered if even more secret projects existed, projects that were never officially revealed. That's where the Montauk Project story found fertile ground. Supporters of the theory argue that MKUltra didn't truly end. Instead, they believe it continued under a different name at Camp Hero. However, there is no credible evidence proving that happened. No verified government files. No confirmed scientific records. And no independent investigation has produced evidence that psychic children, time travel, or interdimensional experiments took place at Camp Hero. Still, the legend became so popular that it reached Hollywood. When the creators of Stranger Things were developing the series, the project was originally titled Montauk. The story was initially planned to take place in Montauk before the setting was changed to the fictional town of Hawkins, Indiana. The similarities are easy to spot. A secret government lab. Children with unusual abilities. Mind experiments. A mysterious parallel world. But it's important to understand the difference. Stranger Things is a fictional story inspired by a mixture of 1980s pop culture, conspiracy theories, and real historical events such as MKUltra. It is not presented as a true retelling of the Montauk Project. That distinction often gets lost online, where fiction and speculation can quickly blend with real history. Chapter 4, The Final Verdict, 13 to 1500 hours. Today, Camp Hero is no longer a restricted military base. It's a peaceful state park. Visitors hike its trails, photograph the towering radar station, and explore the old bunkers that remain from another era. Yet despite its quiet appearance, the stories refuse to disappear. Some visitors claim they've heard strange noises underground. Others believe hidden tunnels still exist beneath the park. A few even insist the government sealed off areas that the public has never been allowed to enter. So, what should we believe? The documented history is clear. Camp Hero was a real military installation. Its radar systems were real. Its role during World War II and the Cold War is well documented. The extraordinary claims, however, are another matter. There is no verified evidence that the government opened portals, created psychic super soldiers, mastered time travel, or fought monsters beneath Camp Hero. The Montauk Project remains a fascinating conspiracy theory, not an established historical fact. But perhaps that's exactly why it has survived for decades. Because mysteries don't always need proof to capture our imagination. Sometimes, all they need is a question no one can answer. Oh Utero. Was the Montauk Project one of America's darkest secrets? Or was it simply an abandoned military base that inspired one of the greatest conspiracy theories ever told? We'll probably never know. But one thing is certain. The legend of Montauk continues to blur the line between history and myth. If you enjoyed this documentary and want more reality-based mysteries, subscribe to The Hidden Perspective. Because sometimes, the truth is stranger than fiction.